Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. What is going on, Pile 1? Welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading. This is tapping into where is your connection with your person, the love interest on your mind. Where is it headed in the energy that it is currently in? So I want to preface this by saying whatever is coming out in this reading, you don't have to, it's not set in stone. It never has to be set in stone. In fact, you do have some influence over where the connection is headed, okay? If you have never delved into the rabbit hole of manifesting in a specific person, it is absolutely possible. I've done it multiple times. Many people I've talked to have done it. There's plenty across the law of assumption and law of attraction community who are experiencing success manifesting, a specific dynamic with their person. So just to let you know that, okay? Before you do fall down that manifesting an SP rabbit hole, though, be very careful and make sure that the space from which you are manifesting them is not the same space that manifested in the dynamic and the version of your SP that you're no longer wanting to experience, okay? To help you get reorientated into the right space for that, go check the description box. I have another channel called Pure Godfidence, and there's 2 videos that'll get you started. The first one is called How to Stop Manifesting Separation, and then the second video is the process by which to do that, called Releasing the Wants, okay? And with that, you guys, all right, just keep in mind it's a general reading. Whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something isn't quite resonating, just, drop it, leave it behind for the people that it resonates with. I do have personal readings available. In fact, I have this actual reading available as a personal. It's called Where is the Connection Headed? It can be found under the specific person readings in the description box below. And there are a lot of other readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25. So go check them all out. See which one fits your needs. Okay, you guys. So pile 1, you guys were drawn to the zebra calcite. Something about your person and or this connection may feel very clumsy. Okay, very awkward. Let's see. The overall energy your person is in towards you and the connection at this time. We have the wishing well, and then we also have, let's see, the number 48, The number 12 or the number 3 could be significant here. We also have the Knight of Wands, the Moon, and the 10 of Wands. I'll push that over here in a minute. Let's look at Wishing Well, what Wishing Well has to say. All right, it says, desire is the sacred impulse for life. Feel it, but let go of all attachment to ownership. So upright says, desire is the most important impulse for creating life. Now you're seeing the relationship between desire and inspiration and sensing that moment of truth when you feel the inception of new life. It is an aha moment when everything makes sense. Perhaps you recognize a soulmate or are conceiving a baby or an idea. The Wishing Well card awakens you to the presence of unseen forces that enable new beginnings. Divine intelligence activates the field of possibilities where new life is co-created in a magical way. Neither you nor anyone else can know how or why this happens, it just does. To that end, you can't control the process of growth. Rather, you must step aside to be a channel for higher forces and relinquish any attachment to how this new creation should appear or when. Form your intention and take action by dropping the coin into the Wishing Well. Then trust in spirit, prepare to be amazed. So several different messages coming through with this. I do feel for some of you, your person has had some kind of an aha moment that is influencing the direction where your guys' connection is headed. What I'm hearing though is I'm hearing the worst of it is not yet over though. There's still maybe some more difficulties to come. This is like in your person's energy. There's excitement in your person's energy for where this connection is headed. And there's also some fear, maybe some confusion, maybe your person feeling somewhat stressed. I'm hearing slightly overburdened. The passion is there. Something feels very clouded though in your person's energy in terms of like where the connection is getting. I will say the desire for forward moving momentum, you know, with your guys' connection is there. There's confusion though. There's like mental fog or maybe even some fears and doubts with the moon there that is in, you know, that your person is in. Let's see what their overall energy towards you, their thoughts and feelings we have. Please be patient. I wasn't ready or prepared for this kind of love. We also have I'm waiting for the right time, and also no one compares to you. Your person is feeling somewhat pressured. It doesn't feel like a bad pressure though. It's that kind of pressure that causes somebody to get up and start moving. Okay, so I will say, because we do have the moon that is showing up right in the middle of these 3 tarot cards here, even though the moon is there, bookending the moon, we have the Knight of Wands, which is all passion. You know, it can even be impulsive, not necessarily impulsive in a bad way, but it's just one of those things where the Knight of Wands can get so excited that, you know, and I do sometimes feel like the Knight of Wands is not very detail oriented. And so it can be very clumsy energy. And that was the energy I was picking up with when I fumbled that, you know, this big zebra calcite rock stone here. And so there's kind of a very clumsy, maybe even there may have been experiences where your person unintentionally fumbled, you know, this connection, maybe tripped over their proverbial feet. I'm hearing for a lot of you, they're doing that now. And for a lot of you, it is because your person, it's like they're not seeing what the next step is, but they're still trying to take steps regardless, right? And so they just kind of, it's very clumsy, but the intention feels like it's pure, okay? Because your person, pile 1, is feeling pressured to move things forward. But again, it's a healthy pressure. It's the kind of pressure that somebody feels like, okay, I gotta get off my rump and really start doing something. It's the same kind of pressure where it's like, you know, you don't know that you're hungry until your body gives you that pressure, right? And that motivates you to seek out, you know, sustenance. And that's what that feels like. That Ten of Wands is. It's healthy pressure. It's the kind of pressure your person is feeling that's like, okay, and there's desire backing it up, right? They want to move things forward, but they may have been languishing a little bit in that moon energy, in fear, in doubts, in mental fog. But the good news is, for many of you, your person is making moves anyway. It could feel very clumsy, okay? Again, there still could be moments of what feels like your person fumbling, but it's not intentional. Again, with the Knight of Wands, it's that energy of, you know, not realizing that they're trampling all over, you know, someone's beautiful garden. It's not because it's just, you know, they're blatantly disrespectful. They literally, they didn't see it. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And so it's very fitting that we have "please be patient, I wasn't ready or prepared for this kind of love" coming out right underneath the Knight of Wands, because that's what your person is saying. You know, they're not yet in King energy, but they're working their way to it, and they are trying to move away from, you know, any kind of fear that they might have in regards to their connection with you. With, you see how the Knight of Wands is moving away from the moon, and you know what, the Ten of Wands is moving away from the moon as well. You know, again, this feels like your person trying to set aside their fears and move forward anyway, but there's like a learning curve your person is having to work and process through. And then we also have "I'm waiting for the right time and no one compares to you." Let's see. And at the bottom of the deck, we have "I'm needed elsewhere." We'll see what that means with "I'm needed elsewhere" at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Give me a minute, you guys. I'm fleshing out what's going on with "I'm needed elsewhere" at the bottom of the deck. Oh. Okay, what is it? So whatever "I'm needed elsewhere" is, there feels like maybe your person has some responsibilities that, and that might be why they're kind of in this clumsy Knight of Wands energy. "I'm needed elsewhere," those responsibilities could be adding to the moon energy here: fears, doubts, challenges, possible third party energy. Doesn't always have to be romantic, right? But for some reason, though, it really is bothering your person. Whatever those responsibilities are, there's something nagging at your person. Let me find out what that is, because it feels like it's nagging at your person. What is that? Oh, okay. This might be your person knowing they need to heal, okay? With the Three of Swords, we have the Three of Swords, the Knight, or the Nine of Swords, and then we also have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, your person, it's like they're needed elsewhere in terms of their own healing. There's something they're needing to heal from, okay? Is this background energy? Your person could be dealing with, what's returning with the Eight of Cups in the reverse? Oh, it might be. Okay, so if it's not a person, then it's an energy of not feeling confident, not feeling sure, not being 100% like bought in. Or it could very well be a third party, a Queen of Wands in reverse energy. That could be jealousy, insecurity. Could also be very clingy. It could either be very clingy or very avoidant. You know, the Queen of Wands in the reverse can go, you know, either way on the insecure attachment spectrum. Yeah, and so I mean, you know, wherever the shoe fits, you know, that's where, you know, place it there, right? And so let me find out what's going on with I'm waiting for the right time. God, there's the Queen of Wands in the reverse again. If this is a person, this person in your person's life is pervasive, okay? Constantly popping up, always in the background. Your person may not ever be sure, like, when that person is just going to show up, or, you know, maybe cause some issues or wreak havoc, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Again, if it's not a third party, then that's just an energy that's always hovering in the background. Your person feeling insecure, bothered, clingy, or avoidant, okay? Unsure, confused. And your person is saying, like, they're either waiting for their energy to pass, you know, like that, or they're waiting for, like, the third party that is embodying Queen of Wands in reverse energy to, like, get out of the way. What's going on with the Queen of Wands in reverse energy here? Waiting for the right time. Explain that. Oh, wow, there's the Nine of Swords again. Whatever this person or this energy is causing your person a lot of headaches. Pervasive keeps coming up. It's a very pervasive energy. It's very persistent. It won't let go. If your person feels like it won't let go, that's why the Three of Swords was still showing up in the upright position and not in the reverse. And it feels, yeah, I mean, and that, you know, with the moon, that can talk about fears and insecurities and things like that. And so again, you know, there's different camps here. Again, that's going to talk about another person's influence, a third party influence in this connection, or that's just your person under the spell of the Queen of Wands in reverse energy, you know, within themselves. Okay, their own inner dynamic. Okay, so waiting for the right time to what? In terms of your connection with pile one, please. I'm waiting. Okay, so your person may have, or they may have felt the need to suspend things in this connection, to put this connection on the back burner, to kind of put it on ice a little bit, or at least not invest a whole lot of time. So what your person is waiting for the right time for is to get things moving again, okay? With the Hanged Man in the reverse, this, you know, in the upright position, this person's hanging upside down, they're suspended, they're, you know, mainly for the purposes of gaining a different perspective, but your person is waiting for the right time to get things moving in this connection again, to take this connection off the shelf, you know, to remove it from the back burner and make it like a focal point, the main focal point for them. Yeah, because they enjoy your company, pile one, with the Three of Cups there, okay? Again, the Three of Cups could also talk about a third party for those of you where, you know, that resonates. Hanged Man energy is Pisces energy coming through. We also have no one compares to you, okay? And that's showing up right underneath the Ten of Wands. And so again, your person is feeling a healthy pressure to move towards you. And I feel like they are, okay? Despite whatever some of these conflicts or obstacles might be that your person is dealing with. Either it's inner struggle and inner conflict, or it's a conflict or struggle they're dealing with a third party. Let's see now. What do they want? What does pile one's person want with pile one in this connection? What does pile one want with pile one in this connection? They want to keep things light and surface level, at least at the moment. And it's funny that that's showing up right on it's interesting, I should say, that's showing up right on top of the Knight of Wands. We got what does that say? Unvalued, but it's showing up in the reverse. So in the upright position, it says taken for granted, unequal give and take, not feeling appreciation, but it's showing up in the reverse. Let me get one more. What do they want with pile 1 in the connection? I'm telling you, this feels temporary. Like what your person is wanting, they want kind of like, this is a temporary dynamic they're wanting to put into place. They want to keep things very surface level and very light right now as they're trying to figure out what they're doing with this background energy, this other responsibility, okay? Your person is saying, you know, it's not because they don't appreciate you, they very much do, and there's even a desire here that your person, where they want to be able to provide a dynamic in this connection where it's equal give and take, where, you know, there's equal reciprocation, where both of you are feeling appreciated. But it feels like circumstances right now in your person's life on their side is not allowing for that kind of a dynamic between the two of you at this point in time. Let's get one more. What do you want with pile 1 in this connection? Pile 1's person, what do they want with pile 1 in the connection? Spell work. In the reverse. Okay. Upright position, it says casting love spells, manipulating outcome, attracting love interest. It is interesting to show. This feels like your person taking their hands off of the wheel and just letting things unfold naturally, because if you remember in Wishing Well, it was talking about you know, planting the seed and then leaving the rest up to, you know, nature, the divine, God, source, the universe, whatever, right? And so this feels like what your person is wanting at this point in time for this connection is just to take, for both of you, to take your hands off of it and to let things ride out and unfold naturally. Okay, I will see what's going on. And then we have old school at the back of the deck. This is old-fashioned thinking, takes dating seriously and takes things slow. Yeah, you know, your person really is old school, very traditional when they're in that mode. Okay, they just don't feel like they're able to be in that mode right now. There's something and or someone else competing for your person's focus, time, and attention and energy. Feels largely tied to, like, you know, heartbreak, worries, anxiety, panic. Yeah. So it's spell work showing up in the reverse, and this could be your person asking you as well to, you know, stop, you know, especially if you, and it's funny that we talked about manifesting in the beginning during the intro, because this is your person saying, like, you know, stop trying so hard to manifest or manipulate a specific outcome, and just kind of, you know, yes, it's okay to plant the desire, to have a preference and stuff like that. There's an art to detachment, though, you know, where you're able to hold the desire for something and the preference for something while also just, you know, being unbothered by what's happening in the interim. Okay. So there's some advice for you guys. Whatever is going on in the background with your person on their side, it's taking priority for some reason, okay? Whatever that energy is, that Queen of Wands in reverse energy is, that's kind of like a barrier. Again, though, we do have, you know, your person kind of in this energy of moving forward anyway, but it's going to be very clumsy, okay? I'm hearing them say they're trying to work it out. That's why they're asking you for patience, pile 1, in regards to where the connection is headed. This does feel like your person has some kind of future vision for your guys' connection. And at the same time, they're dealing with some kind of extenuating circumstances. It's like they got some things they're needing to clear away from their proverbial path and their plate, okay? Why is plastic here for what you're wanting, what they're wanting with pile one. Why is plastic here for what they're wanting? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, see, your person is not, okay, the reason why they're wanting to keep things very surface level with you, the reason why they're wanting to keep things very casual, perhaps, at this point in time, because underneath it all, with old school, again, your person is, you know, they do have it within them to have a traditional or to take over a traditional role in a romantic connection, and that feels monogamous, right? Again, there's something going on though in the background. I don't even know if you guys are aware of what that might be, but it has the potential to really cause some problems between the two of you if your person doesn't work that out first. Okay, that's why they're wanting to keep things very surface level. That's why they're not choosing to focus on building this connection or the bond with you at this time, because there does seem to be some kind of conflicting, competing energy at play here. And it feels almost, you know, it kind of feels necessary that your person, mandatory. It feels like they have to deal with that. They got to get it out of the way. Okay. Let's see now. Where is this connection headed? And then we'll wrap up your guys' reading. In the direction, let's see, in the current energies, where is this connection? What's the likeliest of outcomes for this connection at this point in time? Healing heart, that's good. What's the likeliest of outcomes? So that Three of Swords that we saw that came out earlier, you know, the outcome is that there's going to be healing there. Now, whether that healing is attached to your person or a third party or something like that, okay? And that healing is, the outcome is that healing is going to happen. So Healing Heart says healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. You know, for some of you, you know, if a third, that third party energy could be an addiction, you know, it could be substance abuse or something like that. Let's get a couple more. Let's see, where's that? Yeah, okay. Now we got boat. So it says receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure issues. We also have the chaser, okay? This is chaser and codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. And then at the back of the deck, we've got karmic relationship. Let me check and see what's going on with boat here. This feels, again, very clumsy energy. There's still some lessons. There's still some karmic lessons. That's why I'm saying, like, your person is asking you for patience, because as they're working this out, you know, they don't have a clear path from A to B. And so they're going to make some missteps along the way, especially in that Knight of Wands energy. Not necessarily reckless. It's just, it's not reckless. What's that energy? What's that word? It is, yes, it's impulsive. Clumsy and impulsive is the only thing that I can think of right now. If you guys can think of a different word that kind of encapsulates that energy, let me know, like in the comment box below. But what this feels like, you know, some of you, I'm going to say, y'all are going to be annoyed by some of maybe these, what appears to be like setbacks and missteps, you know. This still feels very open-ended. Let me see where that boat's going. There's definitely healing here. I will say that, okay, for where the connection, like the outcome. What's the outcome of the connection? There's healing either way, all right? Healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or an addiction. And that could even mean, like, freedom from any toxic behaviors and patterns within your guys' connection, okay? But in order to have freedom from toxic dynamics within relationships, you first have to free yourself from toxic dynamics within yourself, because as you'll find out, you know, going down the manifesting and SP rabbit hole, your person and your dynamic with them and the 3D world in general is nothing but a 100% pure reflection of what's going on within you. It's just showing you back to yourself, right? And so let me find out what's going on with boat. Yeah, Temperance in the reverse. This doesn't feel necessarily like moving on. Could be some closure issues here. Very clumsy, very clunky, okay? This feels messy. This feels messy down here. And the reason why it's feeling messy is because your person's dealing with some kind of messiness, you know, within them and or within their own life. And so I can tell you like what your person is wanting. They want things between the two of you to be different than what they already are, right? There's passion and there's fire and there's desire for you and for this connection. There's even desire to want to move it forward. But there's conflict, okay? Tell me about Chaser. I'm hearing old habits die hard. Yeah, so, you know, where things are at right now, the outcome of this connection feels like it's going to be more of, I don't want to say more of the same, but that's kind of what it feels like, okay? Your person kind of trying to move forward or move things along with you in this connection, but always kind of, for whatever, being sidestepped or sidetracked or you know, there could even be like, you know, shiny object syndrome that maybe your person has. They could have the attention span of a gnat. And so, you know, that's kind of what it feels like. The outcome, you guys, it's not going to be without its headaches for you. I'm not seeing smooth sailing anytime soon in the current energies that you guys are in this connection. The desire for smooth sailing is there, but it almost feels like the path forward for you guys, if there even is a path forward in this connection, largely depends on, you know, you healing your heart, them healing their heart, or just something in the connection itself needing, you know, to be healed. And there is progression as far as healing goes, but it's not going to be without its headaches, without its obstacles, without its challenges and problems and issues. All right, you guys. Pile 1, that was your reading for where is your connection with your person headed. I hope that it helped you. If it resonated, do me a favor. Make sure you're smashing the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated or how it helped. If you haven't already become part of the family, you can do that now by subscribing. Don't forget about that notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 1, I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Live reading. Bye, guys. Hi, pile 2. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We are back doing another Pick a Card Love reading. Tapping in and channeling, where is your connection with the love interest on your mind? Where is it headed? Okay, so just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general collective reading. So if there's something that resonates, you can do whatever you want with it. If something isn't quite resonating, just drop it, leave it behind for, you know, whomever that information or that message resonates with. I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection. Just check the description box below for all the booking details are there. I have a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25. Oh yeah, and I also have this reading available as a personal reading. It's called Where is This Connection Headed? And you can book that personal reading if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, again, booking details in the description box. Pile 2, you guys were drawn to the Rainbow Moonstone. The overall energy your person is in that is influencing the direction or where this connection is headed. We have Heal the Ouch. Showing up in the reverse, we have the number 38 or the number 11. Could be significant. We also have the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Cups reversed, and then we have Temperance. So let's see what's going on with Heal the Ouch in the reverse real quick. Reversed, this card is a message urging you to make amends for any harm you've done to another. Appraise yourself honestly. How have you been selfish, greedy, or inconsiderate of others? Have you harbored resentment towards those who have harmed you in the past? Practice deep and radical forgiveness. In order to be free to know healing, you must surrender your old hurts and begin anew. Forgiving yourself and loving yourself is important too. Be humble and willing to admit to your weaknesses. Know the imperfections of the human personality. Walk tall as you take the path of the shaman, the wise elder who is willing to go into the shadows to bring healing light to old wounds. Okay. There is healing going on with whatever whole old, quote unquote, old wounds your person might be dealing with. Those old wounds may or may not be, you know, connected to their experience or the dynamic they have with you, but we do have Temperance here. So, I mean, your person is recognizing the opportunity, very much potential between the two of you for something valid, right? Something consistent, something committed here with the Ace of Pentacles. But with this King of Cups in the reverse, it's like there's something like they're blocking themselves or they're avoiding. They're kind of in the energy of acknowledging it, noticing it, even respecting it, but there's not, like, they're not doing anything at this point in time to really partake in it or to water it or to nurture, you know, that seed that is there, right? In fact, for many of you, I don't even feel like that. The seed is there between the two of you to have something very promising, but I don't feel like it's even really been planted yet for anyone to nourish, okay? It feels like the King of Cups here in the reverse, before that person, and that feels like your person, okay? Before they're able to even offer you this Ace of Pentacles opportunity, before they're even able to plant that seed in the ground, they're needing to heal first from something, okay? This feels like your person needing to make amends, maybe within themselves too. Forgiving others, forgiving themselves. There could be some heartache or heartbreak. There could be, you know, the King of Cups can also be avoidance. Let me look at the King of Cups energy real quick. What's going on? Why is the King of Cups in reverse here? This feels like your person not being emotionally available towards you in this connection at this time. Tell me more about the King of Cups in the reverse. Ooh, the Page of Wands in the reverse. Kids could be involved, okay? There's Knight of Wands in the reverse too. This could be okay, so this King of Cups in the reverse could be blocking off or just kind of numbed out or shut off to their heart space due to third parties. We'll just put it that way. There's a lot of people coming out here. Okay, your person could be dealing with, you know, family issues, maybe issues with their children. Let's find out. With Death in the reverse at the back of the deck, yeah. This feels messy, okay? This feels messy. Let's see what... Yeah. All right, we have, I was being selfish, I'm not ready, and that's coming out right underneath the King of Cups in the reverse. And then we have making you a top priority. And that's coming out right underneath Temperance. And then at the back of the deck, we have someone else has my heart right now. Yeah, and so that someone else has my heart could be that that Page and or the Knight of Wands energy we were seeing earlier. We find out who that is or what that is. Who someone else has my heart. right now. That's back of the deck energy, so I need to find out. There's the Knight of Cups in the reverse. This feels like someone they haven't quite gotten over, or this feels like it could be, is this an ongoing dynamic with this person? No, okay, it's not. This feels like something your person is wanting or needing to heal from, an experience with someone else. It could still be hung up on someone else. Is pile two's person hung up on someone else? Pile two's person still hung up on this someone else that, no, not necessarily. Okay, so it may not be the person it may, I actually feel this feels like your person having a very difficult time allowing somebody else to have their heart. Maybe the desire to hand over their heart to you on a silver platter, but feeling very uncomfortable about that, about doing that. And that feels like that's the main problem here. That's what keeps getting in the way. And that's why it feels like the King of Cups is in the reverse. Because your person, it feels like they're having a very difficult time handing over their heart to you into this connection. This feels like a memory of what it was like when someone else had their heart, and it may have been very painful for your person, and so they're very hesitant to do that again, okay? And with Heal the Ouch in the reverse, there's two different messages coming through for that. That's something that your person is working through with Temperance here, okay? So that they do eventually feel more comfortable handing their heart over to you, or making their heart available to you. Is making you a top priority, is that a desire of pile two's person? That's not quite it. Tell me more about making you a top priority. Okay. If you guys are separated or you're not really talking, reconciliation does feel like it's in the forefront of your person's mind, pile two, especially with the Hanged Man in the reverse there. This feels like hanging out with you, maybe even, you know, maybe not partying with you, but it's that getting together and catching up, you know. With the Three of Cups, there's a friendliness there, right? There's a bond there. There's, could even be something to celebrate, right? Between the two of you. But again, there feels like there's a need here, especially with the Eight of Swords coming, you know, in the reverse. This feels like something that might happen as a result after this Temperance energy has done its job with your person, okay? What's the Eight of Swords in the reverse energy? With I'm not ready showing up right underneath the King of Cups, your person is not ready yet to be emotionally available. They're not ready yet. They're not comfortable yet handing over their heart. Not quite yet, they're saying. Tell me more. With making you a top priority, this almost feels like, you know, that might be a destination. That's even an acknowledgement, your person understanding and realizing. And with the Six of Wands showing up in the reverse, this is something that they're failing to do, or that they failed to do, or that they can't do right now. But it is coming through because your person is very emotionally unavailable at the moment. Okay, tell me about I was being selfish. And with I was being selfish coming out right underneath the Ace of Pentacles, that's like your person's being selfish with, you know, offers. They're being selfish with their energy. They're being selfish with, you know, the energy that they are or are not putting into your guys' connection and the bond, right? They're not nurturing. They're not watering the connection. A lot of their energy seems like it's on reserve for themselves mainly. And it feels like that energy is on reserve because of this Temperance energy. There's a very good reason why your person might be hanging back or avoiding this connection. You know, your person's not wanting to plant seed before they're ready, because it could be your person doesn't quite know what seed is going to be planted because they're not quite healed yet. They're still in that energy. You know, they don't want to plant any seeds of fear. They don't want to plant any seeds of doubt. They don't want to plant any seeds of maybe resentment that they could be carrying from past, you know, relationships, whatever the case may be. They're wanting to make sure. So this feels like this connection being put on hold so that your person can like get their energy right. Okay, now I am gonna say I'm not yet picking up on any kind of energy yet, and we'll see. You know, the next question we're going to ask is, what do they want from you and from this connection? A lot of this feels up in the air in terms of like what your person is wanting, their energy that they're kind of, you know, embodying, that is influencing where this connection is headed. Your person is very self-focused right now, okay? This selfish energy that they're in feels like it's needed. It feels like it's mandatory. They have to heal. Otherwise, whatever seed they try to sow, right, is going to be bad seed. It's going to be challenging seed. It's going to be the kind of seed that, you know, the harvest ends up being conflict and chaos and disappointment and stuff like that. Tell me about anything to add for I'm not ready, and then we'll move on. Yeah, they're not very optimistic. Is this about the connection with pile 2 in general or just overall? It's overall. Okay. And your person could have some old attachments that they're healing through. I do like that the Devil here is showing up in the reverse, and the fact that we do have the Two of Swords coming out with the Devil in the reverse, I feel like that's why access to your person in this connection feels like it's being blocked or restricted. Okay, your person's got some stuff there, attachments, definite attachments here with the Devil in the reverse, but it is showing up in the reverse. So that Temperance energy is definitely at work. It's doing its thing. Okay, let's find out now, what does your person want, if anything? What does pile 2's person want with pile 2 and their connection with pile 2? We got freedom, love offer. Okay. When they have it to give, because that is coming up on right on the King of Cups. So your person is wanting to offer you something eventually. It's there. It says sincere offer of love, romantic gift, and expression of love. There's even desires here where your person is wanting to open up to you, to be emotionally available to you into this connection, but they got to free themselves first. Okay, and that's what, you know, that's what with this selfish energy. I mean, that energy is actually, believe it or not, pile 2, it is actually working for your benefit and the benefit of this connection. You know, yes, your person has a love offer in mind that, you know, or it's just even this Ace of Pentacles energy, that seed of, you know, grounding this connection in the 3D, okay? an actual tangible offer, an actual romantic gifts, expressions of love and stuff like that. But that's on hold until your person works through whatever energies is still keeping them in this King of Cups in reverse energy. We also have first love. It says no one compares to you, first true love and new love experiences. This is what they want. They want new love experiences with you. Okay, they may even want to have what they would consider to be their first true love experience, which is interesting to note because we have them over here trying to heal from some kind of a past love connection. Now, again, it doesn't have to be romantic, right? And again, it could just be that someone else that has their heart could be your person holding tightly onto their own heart, right? Feeling very nervous about giving their heart over to you. And so, you know, it could be that your person, you know, first, and I feel like, is this, hold on, is this pile two's person holding on to their own heart? Yeah, because we have that they're not hung up on anybody else, so that's not it, right? But what they could be hung up on is what was done to them and the feeling that your person experienced when maybe that connection broke off, okay? Let's see, what are we doing here? We got freedoms and wanting to be free, not ready for commitment, independent and happy, single. Okay, see, there's kind of, that's coming out right on top of, you know, the Ace of Pentacles and I was being selfish. Let me see. Tell me more about freedom here. Yeah, they're withholding that back. They're withholding commitment, okay? This is your person just kind of maybe keeping a lot of things to themselves, withholding their own energy and their own efforts and their own focus and intention from your guys' connection. There is intention here, okay? There's even an offer here that your person is wanting to at some point maybe make to you, but they're really not. We have not ready here twice. They're just not ready. The desire is there, maybe even the intention, but your person is just not, for whatever reason, they're not receptive to it yet. And there's a lot of people that do that, right? I mean, we can want things with our conscious mind all day, but we just may not be in the space to be able to fully receive it. Oh, and that feels like that's what the holdup here is. Temperance is hard at work in your person's energy right now, you know, for the purposes of clearing away whatever might be causing your person to feel like they have to have their heart on lockdown. Okay, tell me about love offer. What they're wanting is they might want to come together with you to see if you guys can work together on finding some kind of a mutual ground in the interim. This can also talk about teamwork and partnership and coming together, you know, towards some kind of a shared common goal or interest. You know, what they're wanting, they're trying to, it feels like they're trying to find some kind of a balance between you know, maybe learning how to be happy just in their own energy. Your person may have been codependent at some point. Tell me more about freedom. Yeah, this is, there's some kind of an inner battle that your person's going through that feels like there's two paths here. They're being kind of pulled in two different directions. There's a part of them that wants to commit to this connection. There's another part of them that wants to detach and run away with the King of Swords in the reverse, okay? In the middle of those two kings is the Two of Wands. Or your person's trying to figure something out here when it comes to this connection, okay? Or this could be them being stuck between two different paths. Do I walk the path of commitment with pile 2, or do I detach and go a whole other way altogether? most of the energies that's coming through feels like they're leaning more towards starting something with you. But I will say there is a draw that your person is feeling about being detached, okay? Cut through at the back of the deck says emotional, mental clarity, secrets come to light and breakthrough. Your person is wanting a breakthrough. That temperance energy is working with your person towards that. Tell me about cut through showing up at the back of the deck. Ooh, yeah, see? Anxieties, worries, projection with the Nine of Swords here. Your person is dealing with some fear, okay, that they're wanting to break through. Your person feels and understands and even acknowledges that they may not be seeing things clearly. They may not be looking at things through the right lens. They're looking at things through the lens of fear, through the lens of, you know, maybe some trauma bonding or emotional baggage or some kind of wounding that they have sustained. Let's find out where things are headed. In the energies that things are in now, where's this connection headed? In the energy that it's in now. Where's this connection headed? Yeah, your person... Okay, so we have camera, which says reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, make memories. We also have the snake that says competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman. We have not today, which says not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, avoiding a call, or avoiding a person. It also says boundaries and still angry. And then self-indulgence says focus on self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. You guys, in the energy that where things are at now, and you know where the cards where the energy is saying that things are going to end up, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't feel like the two of you, like where the connection is headed, it doesn't feel like the two of you end up together. Okay? Now again, I don't know if I said this in the intro, but you do have the ability, I don't know if you've gone down the rabbit hole of manifesting an SP in regards to like the law of assumption and Neville Goddard and that whole community, but it is possible, okay? There's something called the quantum field of infinite possibilities, and there, you know, that means all realities, any kind of a reality that you could think of, it all exists, right? Including a timeline where you and your person live together happily ever after, okay? And there's even a timeline, you know, and that might be, that feels like that's a timeline you're on now, is the timeline where you guys don't end up, you know, being happily ever after together. So, I mean, it is possible for you to jump onto the timeline where the two of you, you and your person, end up, you know, together happily ever after. You just want to be very careful that, you know, before you go do a deep dive into the rabbit hole of manifesting in a specific person or a specific dynamic with your person, make sure that you are orientating yourself in, not in the space that you were, that's keeping you anchored onto this timeline where it looks like the two of you are not gonna end up really doing much together, okay? For where the connection is headed, it's not, it doesn't, in the energy where it's at now, it's not headed anywhere, okay? It could be, you know, a lot of the same, a lot of back and forth, a lot of your person still being somewhat, you know, maybe shut off emotionally or emotionally unavailable. The energy that, you know, the connection is in now, there could be third parties getting ready to like get in the middle of things. If that's the case, you know, if you guys do go down the rabbit hole of manifesting in an SP, you're gonna soon understand that if a third party enters the picture, you created that, okay? And if you create that, you can uncreate it. If you want to get started in the direction, I should say the right direction for manifesting in your person, if that's even something that you want, again, to get you orientated into the right space. You don't want to be trying to manifest an SP from the exact same space that manifested the dynamic that you have with them now, okay? You're going to be spending a lot of energy with one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas pedal. And so check the description box below. I have another channel. It's called Pure Godfidence. And there's 2 videos linked in the description box below from that channel. The first one is called How to Stop Manifesting Separation. And then the second video is a process by which to do that called Releasing the Wants. And that will get you started in the direction to be able to call in the timeline with your person that you're actually wanting to experience. Okay, you guys, pile 2, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If this reading helped you, if you got from this reading what you came here for, take a moment, smash the like button. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated or how it helped. You can become part of the family by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 2, I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys. Hello, pile 3. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing another Pick a Card Love reading. Tapping in and channeling. Where is the connection with the person on your mind? Where is it currently headed? Okay. So before we move on to the rest of the intro, I just want to preface this by saying, number one, if you've never fallen down the rabbit hole of how to manifest in a specific person or a specific dynamic with the person on your mind, it's absolutely possible, okay? I've done it multiple times. I've coached people that have done it multiple times. And before you head down that rabbit hole, you just want to make sure that you are oriented in the right space, because a lot of people, when they get started in the, in the rabbit hole of how to manifest in a specific person, they start off doing it from the same space that manifested in the dynamic they have with them now, right? And so, you want to make sure that you're orientated in the right space. Okay, so to help you do that, if you haven't figured out how to do that yet, I have a whole other channel. It's called Pure Godfidence, and 2 videos I recommend to help get you started. If you're interested in manifesting in a specific dynamic with the person on your mind, regardless of what it says here, right? Check the description box below. There's 2 videos. One is called How to Stop Manifesting Separation, and then the second video is the process by which you can do that, called Releasing the Wants, and that'll help get you into the kind of space where you're able to manifest your person in from the God space, okay, rather than the space where you manifested or created the dynamic that you have with them now. All right. Yeah, and then just keep in mind, you guys, it's a collective reading. Whatever resonates, you can take it, do whatever you want with it. If something isn't quite landing, just drop that information or that message and leave it behind for whomever, it's resonating with. I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. I have a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25. I also have this exact reading available as a personal reading. That's called let's see, where is this connection headed? Okay. All right, pile 3, we're just going to get going with your reading. You were drawn to the blue calcite heart, or this is onyx, sorry. Caribbean calcite as well, or blue onyx. It's the same thing. Let's find out the energy your person is in overall, the main energy they're embodying towards you and towards this connection that is influencing where this connection is headed. So we have compass, We have the number 50 or the number 5. There's definitely change here because we also have the 5 of Swords, okay? There's some change here, but it feels like conflict, a lot of conflict. This could be inner, like this could be self-defeat. Okay, we'll see what's going on here with it. We also have the 6 of Wands and the Star in the reverse. Let me see what, if I remember correctly, and I am going to relook it up, but I remember the compass being something along the lines of your person wanting and or needing to follow like the guidance of their higher self, quote unquote, the North Star. And it's interesting to note here that we have the actual star out showing up in the reverse. So let's see. With compass, it says, as long as you orient your compass to true north, the direction of your higher power, you will never be lost. The upright meaning says you're entering uncharted territories right now, and you can expect wonderful new experiences. To stay on the highest path of your destiny, you'll need to keep your compass pointed to true north. Only spirit or a higher power can serve this function. Money, property, prestige, romance, and other material achievements can't help you find your true path. They are simply things you may experience along the journey. Right away, a message that's coming through is that your person may be in the, maybe looking to outward external things. With the 6 of Wands here, that could be your person looking to external sources for validation. Yeah, their internal compass is not set to true north, okay? They're not being guided by their higher self or the divine at this time. It feels like they're being guided by maybe wounding or pride and ego, okay? Or a wounded inner child or abandonment wound or attachment issues or something like that. Again, it says money, property, prestige, romance, and other material achievements can't help you find your true path. Those are simply things you may experience along the journey. Know that spirit is working in your life, so even if you feel lost temporarily, it will be easy to find your way. Have faith and trust, for your compass with spirit as true north will ensure that you'll never be lost, even on a starless night when all seems dark. Yeah, your person, the overall energy your person is embodying, and it feels more in general, but it is very much influencing where this connection is headed. They have their eyes set on the wrong thing because they're not listening to true north. They're listening to a false sense of true north. They may not even know that, okay? Five of Swords can talk about a lot of conflict, a lot of mean-spiritedness. This could be your person maybe following the voice of a very critical inner parent or inner critic. Like they're listening to voices of judgment, criticism. And so because of that, they're seeking validation from outside of themselves because they're not self-sourcing validation. In fact, the voices that they're listening to, there's a lot of this feels internal. This is an internalized battle your person is dealing with that is having very much a negative influence on where this connection is headed. Those inner voices are full of judgment, full of criticism, very critical. Let's see, their overall thoughts and feelings towards you, or real honest thoughts and feelings. We have your heart is safe with me. There's someone else, and I want the same as you. So, I mean, there's third-party elements here. Whether that's romantic or not, we'll look into that. Back of the deck, we have shutting down. Okay, so let me see what's shutting down. The voices of that Five of Swords, again, that feels like inner voices, okay? Heavy on inner critic, inner parent, like a very critical inner parent, is very loud. And that might be why your person is shut down or shutting down towards this connection. There's the Star in the reverse again. This feels like your person shutting down to like their inner, okay. Wow. That's unfortunate. So when it comes, like, your person's higher self, the universe, even, is trying to break through to your person, trying to get through, but for some reason your person is shutting down to inner guidance. They're only listening to a very wounded ego. They're only listening to pride, and pride in and of itself isn't a bad thing, okay? But problems happen when that pride is being fueled by a wounded ego, and that feels like that's exactly what's going on here. Very much so. Tell me about, there's someone else. This could, yeah. Queen of Wands, somebody that, you know, your person could be very attracted to. The fact that your person is saying that your heart is safe with me, this is giving me the vibe, pile 3, you already know about this. Like your person has been your person, like where this connection is headed, and the energy that your person is embodying, and they may not be ready to lay down, you know, lay down the sword yet. They may not be ready to forsake all other options yet. This could be a very casual connection. This could even be polyamorous, okay? This could be, you know, an open relationship or an open marriage or something of that sense. With your heart is safe with me, this is your person being very open and honest with you about their shortcomings, about why, you know, they are the way that they are. Tell me more about your heart is safe with me. I'm going to be honest, this almost feels like gaslighting. We got the Empress in the reverse and the Lovers. Hold on, here we go, we'll do it like that. What is the Empress in the reverse? Yeah, it's a third party. Okay. Yeah, there's very heavy on third party dynamics here. It could be a specific third party, or it could just be options overall, okay? Because what largely this feels like is your person needing third party energy, needing attention from other people, needing validation from other people, and not just like one person. This feels like multiple people, okay? With there's someone else, that doesn't even have to be pointing towards an actual specific person. That could just be the energy that your person's in. Like they always need there to be someone else. They always need there to be options, okay? This does not feel like the energy of somebody who is inherently monogamous or monogamous by nature. And, you know, that could be because they're dealing with a lot of wounding, okay? They very well could be monogamous and traditional by nature, but right now what's being presented or what's coming through is a very wounded ego that thrives and craves attention from multiple third parties. The fact that we have your heart is safe with me, again, there's two different messages. Number one, that feels like gaslighting. But number two, that could also just be like your heart is safe with them because you already know a lot of these things, okay? They're not, I'm almost feeling like there's not a lot coming through in this reading that you aren't already 100% aware of. Like your person's been open and honest and transparent in some way, shape, or form, or at the very least, they're not selling you dreams, or you see what I'm saying? It's that kind of an energy. For those of you, and this is a very specific message, if your person has kids with somebody else, there doesn't seem to be any kind of an open dynamic there, or at least that connection doesn't seem to be going anywhere, especially if it's like, you know, again, the parent of their child or children. They're not necessarily choosing that other person. Tell me about the Lovers that came out earlier for your heart is safe with me. They're still not in the space, though, to make the right decision. They're not going to be doing this connection any kind of justice for where it's headed. Yeah, I feel like a lot of that is gaslighting, because none of the actual messages that are coming out are congruent with your heart being safe with them. That's not what it feels like. I feel like the reason why this is coming out is because you already know. There's not a lot about, you already know what you're dealing with this person. Tell me about I want the same as you. Tell me more about I want the same as you. Oh, there we finally have the Star coming out in the upright position. Hope, optimism, possibly even healing. A light at the end of the tunnel. And this is your person letting you know, that they wish for, even though they are shut down towards, they wish that they had more faith than they do fear. They just don't. Tell me more. There's Justice in the reverse again. For some of you, Justice in the reverse could literally mean a divorce, okay? Actually, with the Justice in the reverse, that could talk about, what's that word? Delaying a divorce or delaying a separation. But with Justice coming out, that denotes legalities, right? And so, a very specific message for some of you. If you're married to your person, if you're separated from them, they might want to delay, formally separating or formally, or officially getting divorced at this point in time. There's also a message coming through here of your person almost being afraid of karma or the past coming back to haunt them. Maybe wanting to escape karma. This also feels like your person, like when they're saying they want the same as you, maybe breaking patterns, doing something different here in your guys' connection, wanting a different outcome than maybe where things look like they're headed. But again, that feels more like a desire than it does, let's get into it. Let's find out where things are headed. What does your person want? So let's ask what they want. What does pile 3's person want with pile 3 and their connection with pile 3? What do they want with pile 3 and their connection with pile 3? Okay. There we go. Divorce and alimony. Okay, so we have self-delusion, not seeing reality clearly, lying to yourself, false notion about things. We have divorce and alimony. It says terminating a marriage, separation will be costly, complicated relationship. Hypnotized is captured by love, hard to resist, seduced, and undivided attention. Let me look. Ooh, that feels messy. All these piles, there's been messy energy coming through in all of them. Definite third party energy coming through here. That feels like somebody's married. Somebody's already spoken for. There's a lot of manipulation coming through in your person's energy, pile 3. This kind of is giving me, yeah, there's a reason why your person is shutting out guidance from their higher self, is because whatever that guidance is, it doesn't make your person feel very comfortable. And that is because they are being situated. They're like in some kind of a situation right now. Let me find out what that is. Because I feel like there's, what guidance is pile 3's person's higher self trying to get through to them? Here, delay, to even stop. Delay or stop what? To slow down. Sun in the reverse. To stop raining on their own parade. To stop being a Debbie Downer. Your person, okay, so this is kind of feeling like your person's higher self coming, or trying to break through to your person, pile 3, saying like, you could be so happy. You could be so much more happier than what you are, but there's like, there feels like there's something difficult that your person is needing to do in order to you know, get to like the land of milk and honey, or the Garden of Eden, or their happy place, whatever that may be, right? But your person keeps getting in the way here. Okay, so let's see, with self-delusion, tell me more about self-delusion. This almost feels like your person wanting they're wanting to deny that whatever problems are there are there. They're wanting to deny that whatever obstacles or inner demons or, you know, mountains, they want to deny that those things are there. There's work that needs to be done, and your person is just like, I don't want to do it. You know, there's distraction coming through in your person's energy. There's coping mechanisms. Your person is distracting themselves from having to do the hard work. For some of you, the hard work could be terminating a marriage, could be going through the process of actual separation. You know, this feels like a possible third-party love triangle here, so just put you where you fit, pile 3. I mean, they could want for your guys' connection to not be so complicated. But I mean, the fact that we do have this coming up in the upright position, and this is almost like your person putting on a happy face in the midst of, you know, like faking that things are okay for what they're wanting with this connection. You know, just pile 3, just put on a happy face and act like everything is fine. Tell me about hypnotized for capture. Let's see, it says captured by love, hard to resist, seduced, undivided attention. This almost feels like your person saying, pile 3, just keep your focus on me and don't pay attention to like everything that's falling apart around you and around us. But again, this feels very manipulative. It feels very gaslighty, okay? What are they not? Tell me more about This almost feels like your person not wanting you to see things clearly, wanting to like pull the wool over your eyes. Tell me about hypnotized, please. There's the devil in the reverse. This feels like your person wanting you to be so attached, or the two of you being so attached to each other that, you know, none of the problems, you know, there's still problems that need to be dealt with, but your person is almost like, just don't pay attention to those. Ignore the snakes. Maybe you won't get bit, right? But it's not coming from a very healthy place though, especially with the Ace of Swords in the reverse showing up at the back of the deck. Okay, this is not the best energy. Let's find out where things are headed. Let's see overall the most likeliest of outcomes in the energy that things are in now between pile 3 and their person. What's the most likeliest of outcomes here for this connection? We got the dragonfly. Okay. It says be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. That could be things coming to light, right? Whatever this, you know, so what your person is wanting, it feels like they're wanting the problems between the two of you to be swept under the rug. They're not wanting to deal with them, right? Talking. The most likeliest of outcomes, please. The first thing, and then we have girl talk at the bottom of the deck. The first thing I'm getting is for where this connection, like the outcome is, I feel like it's coming from you, pile 3. I feel like you kind of cutting access to yourself, you pulling your energy back, not completely, but there's an energy here of you like letting go or releasing things about your person in this connection and kind of putting things in like a lot more lighthearted space. This feels like you not putting a lot of yourself into this connection and into your person. You just kind of taking your hands off the wheel and just letting things ride out is what that feels like. We have the dragonfly. We also have talking. It says interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives. Text, call, email, hoovering. We also have I like you. With someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun, flirting, wanting to date. And then at the back of the deck, we have girl talk with time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment and having fun. Okay. For where this connection is headed. This almost feels like I don't necessarily see you guys going on 2 completely different paths, but there does feel like there might be a bit of a hiatus here. What it feels like is that you guys may end up changing the status or maybe changing the role that your person plays or has in your life to something more lighthearted and casual. Seeing how things pan out, right? This feels like you doing your own thing, pile 3. This feels like you maybe, you know, letting your person know that, like, let's see how we do. Let's see if we can even be friends. Let's see if we can even be civil. Let's see if we, you know, this also feels like you maybe not necessarily being okay with not handling issues and problems between the two of you head on, but like, okay, we don't have to handle them now. Let's kind of take a break, right? We'll still converse, we'll still talk, we'll keep things lighthearted. This feels very open-ended for where, you know, like the outcome of this connection, at least in this point in time. This feels like you may be hanging out with friends in the meantime, doing your own thing, living your own life. That could be them too. All right, pile 3. That was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I hope this reading helped you. If it did, if it resonated, do me a favor, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you have not already done so by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 3, I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. Bye guys.